Hi guys, this is Klazart bringing you another audio commentary, and this time I'm commentating on a game that took place earlier today between Savior and Stork, and I have to tell you I am really excited about this game. A couple of people have asked on the forums whether or not I watch these VODs before I do. The answer is yes and no. I watch most games live, so it's probable that I've seen the VODs, seen the games before at some point. But I try not to watch the VODs just before I commentate because I think that removes from the freshness and excitement of the game. But ironically enough, I actually slept in this morning, so I missed this game and I didn't get to watch it. So this is the first time I'm actually watching this. I am really looking forward to this game. Both of these guys are really good players and they've been in great form this season. Savior we all know about. He is a legendary Zerg player and he was pretty much unstoppable last season up until that defeat in the final of the MSL versus Bisu, which came as a shock to everyone, I think. And that was really a great series, and it was the first time that Savior was shown as being vulnerable in a BO5. And the reason I mention that is because Savior's opponent today is Stork, who is a Protoss player, and his playstyle seems to be very much like that of Bisu's. And Stork is also a player who is in fine form, recording good victories recently. And in addition to that, Savior was also beaten very recently in the Blizzard Worldwide Invitational Tournament by Bisu. So Stork is not Bisu, but they do have similar playstyles. So it's going to be exciting to see, if Stork can repeat Bisu's feat versus Savior here. Certainly, that style of Protoss play does seem to be Savior's Achilles heel. He did, but I mean, definitely Savior has had a dramatic return to form. We saw that in the absolute thumping he gave UV. He also demolished Flash, who is an up-and-coming wonder kid, a 15-year-old kid who himself made light work of Light earlier on in the tournament, and Savior just destroyed him in seconds and really made him look like a noob. So I'm really excited to see how this game is going to be played out between Savior and Stork. If you can see the positions here, Savior is positioned at the 4 o'clock position, and he's playing Zerg in teal, and Stork is positioned at the 2 o'clock base, and he's playing Protoss in brown. And Savior once again scouting counterclockwise with his Overlord, and he's going to find Stork again. So, but obviously once Stork sees that Overlord, he's going to spot Savior. One of the tricks Savior does when he's scouting is he tries to float his Overlord towards the edge of the opponent's base so that he can just see the opponent's mineral line, and therefore stop the opponent from seeing him. And he might very well have achieved that. And if he and just by clicking on the minerals, he can tell if the minerals are being used. That's where his opponent is. That way he can scout and yet not reveal his location to the opponent, and that's something that Savior has done before, and he does it very cleverly. The interesting thing about this map, Desperado, is it's a symmetrical map. It's got 4 possible spawn locations, and it's got a min-only expansion, but it's kind of like big game hunters, and you've got 2 gas in your main, and that makes for a lot of kind of varied and interesting strategies. And we saw Savior go down playing Terran, which was actually hilarious, to Go Rush on this very map, and Go Rush used a very unique and innovative strategy where he went for fast lurkers, and he took 4 gas, and he just overwhelmed Savior's Terran with Mutalisks, and that was ridiculous, and it was really fascinating contest to watch. So I wonder if Savior has learned any lessons from that. I don't expect Savior to change around his strategy too much, even though the Protoss player is located close to him. I do expect to see drops on this map, in this matchup, because of the close location of the 2 bases. I mean, you generally don't see too many drops in Protoss versus Zerg, except for late game, where the player goes kind of crosshair Reaver. And Savior, as you can see, has started off with his usual 3 hatchery builds. That means he dropped a hatchery outside his min only before building a spawning pool and then starting off his 3rd hatchery. Stork has gone for tech. He hasn't tried to fast expand or anything like that, and it looks like Stork is gonna go for crosshair Templar, I would think, because that would be what Savior would be most vulnerable to. Savior has shown that he can be vulnerable to a kind of crosshair Templar rush, and Bisu has executed that on a couple of occasions against him quite well. So the fact that their bases first of all are very close together, the fact that Savior has gone for his 3-hatch build, and the fact is, it's quite likely that Stork will have his crosshairs up quite fast. What Savior obviously needs to do is he needs to get that Hydralisk Den down quickly so that he can protect against Stork's crosshairs. And Stork's micro-gives probe quite well in Savior's base, getting some good scouting information there. I think that in terms of strategy, the fact that you've got 2 gas in the same base means that it's not necessarily, especially for a Protoss player, it's not necessary to expand, because a lot of Protoss kind of tech games are very gas heavy.